Hey, तो आज हमारा सेकंड डे है और वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर पार्ट 3 फॉर सेटिंग अप माय लैपटॉप एंड डेस्कटॉप. So here you can see we will be setting up the node python go with the version manager. So without delaying anything, let's start. So to see the goals, we have to open the code. VS code. Here we have already this part 3k timestamps where you can see we will set up the node where we install the node version manager and do all of it. Similarly, we'll set up the Python, Go, Ruby, and in each of the language we'll download the version manager, download the language के different versions, and उसके बाद हम एक पहला कोड रन करेंगे. उसके बाद we'll set up some of the extension for VS Code. That is the goal for today's video. Okay, so as per the video, let's start it. Okay, cool. So make it easy and so I can track the time. I am using the to do plus extension that I added into the VS Code, and I have created freshman codeman project inside which I will be setting up the node, set up Python, Go, and Ruby. And yeah, so I'll start and stop for all of them. Let's start the installation of version manager for node. Okay, command S, sorry, alt S will start it, and now we'll look into it how to install the version manager. Okay, version manager for node. We know the version manager name is nvm and you can install it by the brew also. So we will directly go to the terminal and say, okay, first of all let's brew install nvm. Okay, this status is saying something but we don't want that. Don't correct it, it will be nvm only. It is suggesting me to correct it, but I don't want to correct it. Now it is downloading the nvm. Let's see. Okay, until it's downloaded, what we can do is we can see the node language, right? Node, and this is the official website for the node where you can learn the node and do anything with it. So if you go to the download and you will see it has multiple variant available. You can see, right? So version 12, this is the long, then 2418, and then yeah, right? Okay, looks like it is installed, but you can see it says ki you have to add this command of line to the ZSHRS file. Let me add that command C. Okay, first of all we need to open it, code. So it is opened in the ZSRS format, and now we'll do the command and paste and save it, source it. Okay, now it's done. If I try to use nvm and save version, yeah, it is showing the version number. That's what we needed. Now the nvm is installed, so we can say we completed our first to do. Just say alt done. Now we are moving to the install node and intro to the VM. Okay, yeah, we started the to do. So now we will install the node. For that we will be using nvm, and if you see the help for the nvm, you will see, okay, unknown local assuming C not, okay, sorry, nvm help. Here we will have the help of it. Okay, we don't need all of it, we just need these things. You can see npm install, use, run, right? So this is what we need only. Let's install the currently. We can see the list of the installed node. So right now only one node version installed, 22.13.1. What we can do is we can install some other node version also that we saw here. So 22.13, this is already installed, so we'll install the 23.6.1. So no, nvm install 23.6.1. So it will start installing the node, another one, right? And it might take few seconds, then we'll install nvm install. Let's install some older thing, like we can install 8th version, right? nvm install 8. It is installed it. Now if we want to see, then we can see it. We have all of them right now. If you check the version for node, okay, node version, bad cpu type is executable node. Okay, it says node is not present there, it means okay. nvm rehash, okay, nvm use 23.6. now we can see node version. Yeah, now it is showing the version. And if I do nvm use 22, so it will start using the okay 22 version. And now if I try to do node version, you can see it is using 22.13. so this is how we can use these versions. Then how version system works, it works with depending on the nvm, whatever we set. Okay, there is different versions of files for node. Suppose this package for node version 22, this package for node 23, and there is in between of our command line or application and these node versions, we have this shims files. What it do, based on whatever we set in the nvm, it set the path accordingly for the versions, right? hmm okay, that's it. Okay, if it is done now, then we can move to the next section. Next section is we can set it to done first. Alt done, start this. Now we have to run one code base, right? So for that, let's create one file here. Inside the first code, we'll right click and add a new file. That will be node.js. So all the node file should be ended or postfix with the .js, and this will be the extension for all the node files. And now we added it. So as I created the introduction of open this introduction to node, we can see this application example. We can directly copy it and paste it here. Simple as that. Now we need to run it. So we can say node first code dot js. So this is the node, the language, and then the path name. So it will run it. Okay, it is running a server. Don't worry about like whatever is written here. That's okay. We'll see that later. But right now, just copy paste it and that's it. Now this is running at this If I click in command and click on it, so you can see it is rendering a hello world. That's it, that's what we want, right? So we can close it and use Control C to close the server also, because it created a server and it's responding with hello world for each time, right? So we have done the third part also, so done. Now add VS Code extensions. This is the interesting one that we need to look for, because for that is the flexible. So let's see that. Although we already installed most of the extensions for Node, what we can do is we can try to run one of them and try to test. Like we install the REST client and we install this Thunder client. Let's try using them, right? So first of all, run this server, and for running it, we need to go to the terminal and then just hit it. There is two ways. You can use this one also, and there is another way. You can run without debugging. Okay, that's how it started. If you see, it's there. And now if I open this Thunder client, new request, okay, and new request should reach to this thing. See, and send. You will see we are getting the hello world here. So this is how we can use the Thunder client, and yep, cool. So this makes is easy to just use everything, test servers instead of uh, installing one more app, that is Postman. You can test basically in this inside the VS Code also only by using this Thunderbolt, right? Okay, then you can create the collections, you can create the environment variable. Those are the external things that we can do, but for now I think it's good. If I stop it now and then I try to send it, you will get an error message that is response key no. Okay, no test is available. There is an error, but what is the error that we are not getting? Connection was refused by the server, so there is no server, by the way, with that name. So we are done with the node here, and we can set the to do for this one. Okay, we haven't started it yet, but yeah, it was started and done because we are not installing any extension for VS Code. Cool. Let's go to the Python now. We are starting the Python, installing the Python version manager, and that is quite good. Let's see. Okay, cool. So let's start the task. Command start. So now we will be installing the version manager. For that, we open up this thing, how to manage multiple Python version and virtual environments, right? So for that, we'll add that to our startup. Okay, we added it. Now there are two ways to do it. One is venv or pyenv, and the another is pyenv, right? So venv is the out of the box present in the Python. It creates the new environment inside the Python, and pyenv, that was deprecated, so we don't worry about that. But what is the problem with that is it creates the new environment in which you are using the Python. But we have one another way, pyenv, that works similarly way as nvm was working. So you have multiple versions in your system, and there is one configuration file. As soon as you update the version in that configuration, it it uses accordingly, right? So we will be using the pyenv, and yeah, so for that let's open the pyenv, how to install it. Okay, so if you go here you will see documentation and how it works. Whatever, it will open the pyenv GitHub repository. So here you have how to install it, right? So we will find, yeah, here you will see, okay, brew update and then brew install pyenv. So go to the terminal, brew update, it will update the brew and update the any of the application that is ready to be updated. So nothing is to be updated, so we'll install and pyenv, yes. So now we are installing the pyenv. This will install it, and so until it install we'll look into the Python language. Oh, Python, yes. So here we have the documentation, beginner's guide we have. Okay. Let's go to the doc. If I go to the downloads, Mac OS के लिए, you will see there are a lot of stable versions, pre-releases, and those are there, right? Okay, let's see, is it installed or not? Okay, installing Pioneer dependency, pouring this, opt homebrew server, pyenv this, running brew cleanup, and that's it, done. So if I do pyenv does version, it should show the version, yeah. So it installed it. Now we can use, so pyenv or version Python version manager installed, fine. So we have done it. Now start the another one. So now we will be looking into how we can install the Python. For that we'll just install by using pyenv help. Yeah, we'll take the help, definitely. So it will show me all of it. So install will use to install the right latest, print the latest installed, and shims list existing pyenv shims, uninstall version, show the current Python version and its origin. List all Python version available in pyenv. Okay, let's see pyenv versions. So there is no pyenv version, it is default or setup. So now we'll do pyenv install lts. Okay, if I do L, it will show you the list of the versions. Let's see that, do that. So here we have a lot of Python version. I don't know which one is good. I am installing 3.12.8, right? Latest Python 3, 3.13.1. Stable is 3.12.8. I'm installing that. Okay, pyenv install 3.12.1, right? 8. So now it is installing the pyenv. We install 3.12.18. Let's see how much time it will take. That's okay though. And now until then we can see the Python. Okay, so here we have the documentation, and here is the tutorial. Python interpreter, number, source code, if statement, pass statement, and everything whatever we want to learn is present in these tutorials. Models, error, exceptions, classes, brief tour of standard library, tour standard library, and that's it. That is the documentation for 3.13.1, and now still it is installing. I think we can stop it. We can pause the video for a moment. Okay, cool. So now I think it's get installed, and if I see the version pyenv latest, mm, nope. env pyenv no installed version match the prefix. Okay, so we can see the versions. Okay, pyenv versions. Yeah, now you can see there is 3.12.8. So we can start using that, right? So we will set it global or local. There are two ways to set it, locally and globally. Set or show the global Python version, and locally also set or show the local application specific Python version. Okay, let's set it for a specific repository that will be making it for a okay. uh, let's create open this terminal and we'll set for this one only. So if I do python -v, no, python version, so python is not python 3 version. Okay, python 3 is this python 3.9.6, but pyenv versions we can start using pyenv local 3.12.8. So if I do python version now, python 3 version, and now it is still that one, something is wrong. Python global 3.12.8 pyenv global 3.12.8. So if I do Python now, okay, still not using it correctly. There is some issue with the Python pyen environment. Let's see what it is. Let me figure it. Okay, let's see the pyenv documentation. So we were installing it and then it says install by brew and then set up your cell environment for pyenv. Okay, so for ZSH we need to do this thing also, right? Yeah, let's do that. And to confirm it, you can see, so at the end we have this pyenv in it, right? Okay, then source it, and then if I do conversion, it says 3.12.8 now. Okay, and Python version, yeah, that is working fine. And if I install another version, pyenv install, which version do you like? Let me see some of the versions. Let install 3.10, 3.10. Okay. 3.10. Okay, start using 3.10.16. That's what we want exactly. Okay, until it's download, we should wait. Okay, finally it is installed it. And now if I see pyenv versions, so you will see there are two versions. I can set different Python versions. So Python version, it says 3.12.8, but if I set it locally here, Python version, okay, because this was older shell, just close it, open new one, and then see Python version, it says this. Now if I pyenv locally, I set it for, okay, let's see the versions once again. 10, right? So local 10, so it set it as local. Now if I do the same Python version, you can say it is 10, 3.10, 12, 16. If I close the terminal and even open it again, you can see Python version, it says 3.12, but the Python version is set 3.10.16 for just for this fresh codeman. If I get out of this fresh codeman, like cd and do this, and then I do the Python version, it will be 3.16. And if I cd fresh codeman, and then Python version I do, it is 3.10, because inside it we have created a Python version file. Okay, so this is how it happens, and now we can take the next one. This is done. Now we will be running first course into our system. Let's do that. For doing that, we will be creating a new file in it that will be python.py, and here we'll set a message equals to hello world and print msg message. This is the file. There is one simple way: write the Python and then put the path Python first code python.py. See, you can see the hello world here. And now, do you want to install the recommended Python? It automatically installing the Python. Okay, now we run the first code and we can take this mark. Done. Okay, sorry, done. Now we are starting this one. So it automatically asks for extensions. So we definitely going to install the Python recommended source recommendation. So definitely I want to install it. Says points of intelligence and debugging. Okay, that we want. And with this Python, we also need a Python debugger. Okay. Okay. It installed the PyGlance, Python debugger, and Python. All of them it installed in a one go. So I don't be worried about anything. It is installing everything, whatever we need. Now, if I do this, run it, run it debugging, find Python extension. You don't have the extension for the debugging. Okay, because it is installing right now. Okay, now it is installed. So we are, oh yeah, here we have the button itself. Cool. Hello world. No worries about anything at all. We can just click here, it will play. And there is one more thing: to find Python debugger, debug Python file. For that, we need to add here, then debug it. Okay, now we can see. Okay, what is the message? Debug console msg hello world, and here I can debug it. And if all goes luck, I can just run it. Simple. That's it. And remove it. And for now, okay, we installed three extensions here: Pyglance, Python, Python debugger. So that's what we needed now, right? So go to the tool, finish it, done. Now we will be going to Ruby. Yeah, go I'll do at the last. So yeah, definitely I'm going to do that in last. Okay, Ruby version manager. So RVM is there or rbenv is there. So we will be using rbenv. rbenv. So we have this rbenv homebrew. So we can just do this and it will going to be installed. Let me do that. Okay, first of all we need to start it now. Okay, started the task. Before doing that we can just move it up. Okay, cool. Now we are good in all the conditions. We started the review version manager. To install it we just need to do this brew install rbenv. So it will install the ruby brew, and debian we have to do that. Then let us check out. Looks like it's install rbenv version. Nope. So yeah, rbenv version it's showing. Now rbenv help. So in this help I will be seeing the rbenv global to set the global local shell, view or change the Ruby version for the current shell session. Okay, that's interesting. rbenv version, view the currently active Ruby version. rbenv versions, list of the locally installed, install which rbenv help boot. Cool. It looks similar to the pyenv, and that's great. Now we'll do rbenv install L. So now you can see there are a lot of them. Although we install the rbenv, what we can do now, we can just take it off. Now we are installing the Ruby. Yeah, cool. So for to install the Ruby, we can read about the Ruby. First of all, Ruby programming language, download Ruby and all of it. Download Ruby. So stable releases 3.4.1, then 3.3.1. These are the releases, stable ones. Okay, let's see. I am trying to install 3.4.1. Hmm. rbenv install 3. Okay, 3.4.1. rbenv installed. Definition not found. 3.4.1. Okay, no problem. It So it is installing a Ruby version 3.4.1. Until it's installed, we can look at the documentation of Ruby. Okay, try Ruby. Okay, Ruby in 20 minutes. Okay, you can do this. Console, right? Interactive console. Yeah, nice. Define say hi. This is the method, I guess. Puts hello world. Okay, single thing you have to do. Well, it will take some time until it done. I'll install few more. Okay. Okay, cool. So now I can see both the Ruby versions have been installed that I started. So I will do Ruby and Vue versions. Okay, and then you will see there are two versions we are using, and it works similarly like pyenv, and it also have the same behavior. Now, if I set rbenv local or global, we can do both of them. Okay, let's do global 3.2.6, and now if I do Ruby version, so you will see 2.6.1. That is not correct because we haven't set the path for it, and to set the path we need to look for the where we installed the rbenv, right? It installed it, downloaded it, and now rbenv everything is great. ZSH completion have been installed too. Okay, cool. Let me see how can we make it working. Okay, cool. I looked into the chat GPT and then it is telling ki we need to set it to the ZCHRSH ZSHRC file. So I'm doing that. Open up the terminal, then code ZCHRC file and we'll paste it here. pyenv के लिए we did, rbenv के लिए we are doing. Okay, let's save it and then source it. So resource, and now if I try unsupported self path, Okay, it's saying it's not working. I think we need to set the path correctly. Let me figure it out. Okay, cool. So I got the issue. I fixed it. Now we need to copy this section to the ZSHRS, and we did it now. And so we did it already. So it should be working fine here. So if I do Ruby versions, you can see Ruby 2.2.6 is there. rbenv versions if I want to see, though I can use 3.4.1 rbenv global 3.4.1, and now if I do ruby ruby version, and then you will see it is 3.4.1. And yeah, so now this ruby version is working fine. Now we can set that it is done. Yeah, now we will write first program in Ruby, and for that we'll start this, go to the first code and make a new file that will be ruby.rb. With that I'll say msg barabar hello world, right? And then puts msg. Yeah, pretty simple is that. Now if I run it, there are multiple ways to run this thing. Okay, delete the debugger, delete the Python, delete the ZSH. Now open the terminal. Inside that terminal, okay, you can see three things. It is using the version 3.10.16, and rbenv version is 3.4.1. So we will be using Ruby, right? Ruby version, if you want to say, is 3.16. That is shown there also. And then Ruby first code Ruby dot, and yeah, you can see hello world is there. Now we have done it. So finish this thing. Now we will look into the Ruby VS Code extensions. What are the extensions we need? Okay, okay, cool. I open this VS Code Studio. Here we have this Ruby, and you can see it is saying ki we can install the Ruby LSP. Okay, yeah. Before doing that, we need to start this task altogether. Started it, so we will be installing Ruby LSP. Search, you already searched it here, and let me install it. And Ruby LSP start, Ruby LSP restart, Ruby LSP stop, update language service gem snippet. What are the features? Let's see the features. Change log dependencies. So semantic highlights and symbol section, Robocop format, debugging, running, go to definitions, definition hover, and a lot of things, right? So it do most of the things that we need altogether. If I try to run it, couldn't find what the URL for this thing. We need to do this. Ruby LSP start. I don't know what it do, but yeah, most probably it started. Couldn't find workspace. Okay, Ruby LSP. Okay, cool. Whatever it do, but we need this version only. Okay, we'll set up for Ruby later on. Right now it says this is enough. By default, the extension try to automatically detect the Ruby version manager you are using. Use the right version and path according to this. It want to customize that behavior. Using an Ruby version manager. You're okay. We need to do this thing actually. Okay, settings. Code settings. Okay, let me save it. Still not able to find it. Okay, I'll look into it later. Okay, cool. I need to install the Ruby debugger and then it will start working fine. So I'm assuming that will be done by me later on, but today I'm not doing it. And let's go to the Go file manager and everything. So for that, we will be moving to the other here. I already looked for it. So I was looking into awesome version manager and there you will see like lot of languages are already present. If you go to the Go, then you have a lot of them, but I will be using goenv, and goenv is the similar to the rbenv and rbenv and pyenv. And let me start it so we can. Okay, let's see. So it is the similar to that, and hence AWS link how to work installation, how it works. At the high level, go command using shims executable injector into the path. Yeah, similar to that, it was using install md checkout pro install. Okay, updating the homebrew, and then it will install goenv, and upgrading. If you install goenv using the okay, still updating it. Okay, let's with this it will install the goenv version manager, goenv, right? And then I will install some of the go, right? And until that I'll stopping the video. Okay, cool. Now goenv is downloaded here. I can see the version by going to this, but before that we need to set the path for the goenv. Okay, let's set the path. For that we need to open the .gsrs. Okay, yeah, what I'll do, I'll just copy it as it is and paste it here. Okay, and instead of pi, just do go, instead of pi, just do go. We root, go and we root path win, go env initial zsh. You can do zsh or whatever, it doesn't matter though. And similarly I'll do it for we rbenv के लिए कहना देते हैं. Okay, cool. Let's save it. Command S, source it. Now it's sourced. Fine. Now if I do go env, and it is working fine, and then if I do go env, okay, help, take the help. What are the commands? Same local global install rehash versions. Which one? Okay, cool. All of them are same. Env install a list. Okay, it don't give us the list. See all available versions with go env list. Go env install list. Okay, we have a lot of them. For that, we can go and see the versions. Go env, go, go programming language. So if I go to the download, you will see a lot of them. Stable version is Go 1.23.5. Okay, let's install that. Go 1.23.5. Go 1.23. Go env install 1.23.5, and similarly I'll install the another one also. It will take some time. I will install 2 3 versions here and then I'll again start the video. Okay, cool. So now goenv is installed. As you can see, if I do, let's clear it up once, and goenv version is 2.2.8. So this is done now, and we can mark it done and start the this. And now if I try to see goenv help, it looks the same as the others, so we can set anything. I already installed some of the golang. Okay, now see env versions. So you will see there are two of them already present. Go version is 1.23.5. I can change it. Go env global 1.22.11. So now set this. If I try to see version, you will see 1.221, right? So that is also done. We already moved to 3. Now mark it done. Let's start the first code. Okay, so I already created this first code here. It is okay. Let's see some of the extensions that we're going to be add into it. And extensions are, yeah, something wrong happened. Again, now we can check. Okay, go with Visual Studio. You can see it says ki Golang we can download. Similarly, it is. Let's ask to show the recommendations. Okay, it says install the Go. Yeah, install it. It might take some time. Okay, yeah. Install Go, follow VS Code. Okay, I installed it. Here is this. Oh, for Visual Studio. There is some issues here also. We'll fix them later. Today is quite late. Cool. See you. We are done with it. Bye bye.